All right. Hello, everyone. This is Yuki. I'm founding research and growth at Sorella. So today, we'll be talking about the state of MEV. Just to kind of like show the flow, we'll first briefly go through the type of MEV that we'll be discussing about today. And then we'll also discuss about the source of MEV, which is where... Huh? Oh, okay. And then we'll discuss more about the destination of MEV, where the MEVs are going. So there will be a bunch of data that I will be presenting here today just to give some numbers and hopefully some context for you guys. So first type of MEV, which is also the biggest type of MEV that we will be showing today, is atomic arbitrage, which is oftentimes an extractable value that is derived from ordering of transactions, and ordering transactions that are maybe perhaps arbitraging between different pools that have price discrepancies. And then also this atomic arbitrage is a very broad term. It also includes things like triangular arbitrage, cycle, cross pairs, and many different types of long tail arbitrages. So I kind of just like concluded as like a one big type. And then another one, as you guys already may know, sandwiching, which is oftentimes when you have uninformed users, traders who are putting down a trade, and then these trades get picked up on by other searchers who potentially would front run you and then will back run you to extract values from the trades. And this is also a very major type of MEV that we will see later on. And then another type that has been also very much prominent, if not one of the bigger MEV type, is sex-sex arbitrage. This is where when you have exogenous information, like for example, Binance exchanges, and that exchange price changes more frequently than the blockchain prices, let's say on Ethereum. And that stale prices on Ethereum is often what's causing a lot of people to try to capture this spread between the off-chain price and on-chain price, and that results in this kind of a sex-sex arbitrage. The last one that I also wanted to touch upon is JIT liquidity-based arbitrage strategy. I wouldn't say this is like a specific type of extractable value, but it's more like something that we have observed over the past few months in terms of the kind of strategies that a lot of the big trading shops have been adopting to extract values. This is where the traders, those searchers, arbitragers, attempt to front run those user incoming orders by actually providing this JIT liquidity, just-in-time liquidity, for the corresponding pools. By doing so, they actually earn some fees in the meantime, so that would help them increase the cost margin for the later arbitrage that they're gonna do. So this is kind of like a combination of JIT plus whatever arbitrage strategy that follow, which it could include things like sex-sex and sandwichings and whatever other arbitrage options out there. But in general, we have seen a very interesting behavior in terms of like JIT plus whatever arbitrage strategies. So let's talk about the source of MEV. I would love to kind of like take a look at this graph and then just think a little bit in terms of what's exactly is going on. So this is the sort of like accumulation of all of the MEVs that we have analyzed and observed on chain since the merge. And you can see that there's a USDC DPIG events that happened that spiked up the merge for that specific period. But I also have colored sort of like different types of MEV that we have seen. To just kind of give a key takeaway here, essentially the atomic arbs here accounts for roughly like 60%. And then you have, oh sorry, not 50, like 40%. And then you have 66 arbs that are closing in around like 35%. And then you have the sandwich that is amounting to about 25%. So this is kind of like a current proportion of how much MEV belongs to what kind of MEV that we have observed on our MEV tracing protocol called Brontes. And also, I would note that there are some extra MEVs like the JIT, sextex, JIT sandwiches. These are more like complex type of arbitrage strategies that we are still kind of like building more capacity to better categorize this, so that potentially this could be a bit more than the actual number we have, but still some work to be done to accurately deliver that. And then we also have studied the MEV type by builders since the merge. So I kind of created the heat map where you see the builders and then you see the different types of MEVs. Is it too small? It is a bit small. Okay, so basically from the left, it's atomic arb, and then the second column is the sextex. And then I'll just say the last column is the sandwich. So I will kind of just describe it, and for anyone who's interested, please come to me. I was definitely happy to share the data. The key takeaway here is that we have observed that the trading shops like rsync and Beavers have displayed a fair amount of like 6-6 arbitrage within the type of MEV that they have captured historically. Meanwhile, you have Titan who are not so aggressive on the sextex, and they're mainly focused on a lot of the atomic arbitrage. And then surprisingly, they also like have Bloxroute who are capturing quite a lot of like sextex in its early days. So where are those MEV going? This is sort of like a rough profit distributions of the MEV. The red is proposers, the green is builders, and then the last one is searchers. Searchers includes those trading shops. And this is obviously like, mostly is going to proposers, right? And then, yeah, surprisingly, builders not capturing a lot of money. And then for the builders, this is a split between the builder profit on the MEV, builder profit from the MEV and builder profit from non-MEV. Non-MEV means like priority fees that people pays, right? And this is about half-half, 50-50. That's kind of like the distribution that they have. And this totals around to like, what, 300 million, I believe, to date, since the merge. So we also kind of studied what's the searcher profit looks like. And this is also like a rough searcher profit since the merge type of data. The total amount amounts to about 693 million for the whole pie. And then the top ones are SCP, Win2Mute, someone I don't know, and Jared from Subway. All right, Jared is doing a pretty good job here. But I have to say that since there's a huge pie on the other section, there's a very good chance that we haven't found the wallets, the EOA wallets that we don't even know the label for. So there could be like a lot of SCP and Jared that is hidden in the blue part as well, which is, you know, anonymous. And then we also have picked up from the labeled ones, so the ones that we know, like SCP, Win2Mute, Jared, Jump Trading, Jane Street, and then also kind of like try to understand what's the profit distribution look like for them. And this is what it looked like. Basically, SCP is making a lot of money. Win2Mute and Jared is also like doing a fairly good job, and then the rest is like, you know, maybe not so much. Lastly, I kind of wanted to touch upon this like builder profit distribution. This is so you'll notice that the Bloxroute have a lot of profit, and this is likely because Bloxroute in the early days they have done a lot of sextex related arbitrage strategies. So. Or maybe perhaps not they have done it, but at least a lot of the searchers who are interacting with Bloxroute builders were doing it. So that's why there's such a big portion. But others are Beaver Build and Titan and rsync. Now, the rsync profit is a bit lower because this profit should also be added with the searcher profit, since they kind of do both the searcher builder. So their total profit is supposed to be rsync, like their searching business plus the builder business. Just know. So what are some of the takeaway, and how do you think the MEV will change in the future? So one thing I believe will be the case in the future is that the proposal revenue will decrease as the DApp work to internalize a lot of the MEV. All of this 1.5, nearly $2 billion of MEV, we will internalize all of it. Well, maybe not all, but like a good chunk of it. And then from all of this, you will notice also that credibly neutral builder is actually very scarce and frankly quite valuable. And it also adds to the censorship resistant property of Ethereum transaction supply chain. L2 MEV will not be the same. We haven't presented here, and there's still more work to be done, but there's more data. There will be a lot more different dynamics in which the MEV will be extracted because of the lower block times and potentially less 6-6 arbitrage profit as well. And then the last one is that 6-6 percentage will likely increase as more sophisticated traders and market makers will enter the space that may have different edges than Winter Muse and SCP, and so forth. So yeah, hopefully, we will change it, and MEV, as we talk, is also changing. Thank you very much.